The Smash roster is one of my favourite parts of the entire Smash series, with the inclusions of new fighters every installment. Never knowing who's going to make it into Smash 6, some fighters don't make it in, either being deconfirmed from Mii costumes, assist trophies, or other fighters from a third-party developer taking the spot, as well as a few other reasons. Welcome to A New Foe Has Appeared, where we talk about ideas for fighters that could possibly happen in Smash 6, if not the future. I'm your host BB8 from BB8's House. As always, let's get into it. Up next.
Dear, looks like we've been caught in the act, Minoto.
Quite disappointing, Hinoa.
I really don't see how anyone could have noticed us.
It was a perfect display of stealth.
That's why we expect great things of you. You're always razor sharp.
Well then, I guess we still have a lot of training left to do.
What? You don't want us sneaking in? Oh, come on! This is Kimura! We're all practically family here.
Besides, Elder Fugen is looking for you.
So go get ready. Can't keep him waiting.
That's right. Monster Hunter from, I don't even need to say it, the Monster Hunter franchise is who we are going to talk about today. I have wanted to cover Monster Hunter on A New Foe Has Appeared for quite some time. One, I did originally intend to do Monster Hunter to tie in with the Switch release of Monster Hunter Rise, but Monster Hunter Rise then released on PC last year, and this year we got it on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And just so we have like a character that isn't from Mario or Pokemon, since it has been back and forth Mario, Pokemon for the past while, I thought, why not go different and talk about a character I have wanted to do for a bit of time, but coming up with a moveset for Monster Hunter, if you've only played one Monster Hunter game, was a nightmare. Because I've only played Monster Hunter Rise. So that's why I've based my take on Monster Hunter off of Monster Hunter Rise, since that's the most recent game in the series. So I thought, why not do that? So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? For the moveset, the neutral special, we have Bow Shot. The Monster Hunter takes out their massive deadly bow and arrow and takes aim upwards diagonally. Releasing B will cause the Monster Hunter to fire a large charged arrow shots upward in a diagonal arc. These arrows travel in an arc about as high as Snake's fully charged up smash at full charge, and the arrows travel forward about 1.5 around the same length as Bowser. The longer you charge the attack, the higher, faster, and further the arrows will travel, and the more damage they will deal. After charging for a bit, the bow and arrow will flash a bright light flash. If you release B immediately following the flash, the arrows will be engulfed in a slight light type of aura and will deal extra damage and knockback. The 3 arrows fire in a lane next to each other at once and will spread out more the longer the attack is charged. The side special, I went with dual blades. Monster Hunter takes out their dual blades and releases a flurry of dual blade slicing attacks. This special works very similarly to Marth's dancing blade special. The more you press side B, the more the attack slashes the Monster Hunter will deliver. And you can angle the slashes as well. It is a very strong special and one of Monster Hunter's faster attacks. But if it misses, you cannot cancel out the attack, which does leave the Monster Hunter very vulnerable from behind. For the up special, I went with Glaive Vault. Monster Hunter takes out the insect Glaive and vaults themselves into the air. When using the Glaive on the ground, the Hunter will stab into the ground and then pole vault high into the air. If it makes contact with an opponent, it buries them into the ground. When used in the air, the Monster Hunter conjures a burst of compressed air from the Glaive to shoot upwards and can deal a meteor strike if the Glaive makes contact with the opponent. You can also press A or B while in the air to perform a follow-up Glaive twirl attack that doesn't deal much damage or knockback, but would allow the Monster Hunter to vault off the opponent if the attack connects. If you miss an opponent while using the Glaive twirl though, the Monster Hunter is left in a helpless fall state, so be careful when using this. And for the down special, I went with Hunting Horn. The Monster Hunter takes out its mighty Hunting Horn weapon and delivers a slowish but powerful arc swing from one side of themselves over their head and to the other. This special is slow, about the same speed as Ganondorf's standard special in total, but it is very powerful with massive upwards damage and knockback potential. There is startup lag as they grip the Hunting Horn and ending lag as they pick up and put it away. The special has a unique ability to it if it makes contact with opponents. If a successful hit is dealt with the Hunting Horn, a small melody will emit from the horn and the hunter will glow with a certain colour for a second, and this successful hit will temporarily give a boost in some stat to the hunter for a brief amount of time. These boosts include defense, attack, or speed. The boost lasts for about 10 seconds before wearing off, and you cannot stack boosts. And finally, for the final smash, I went with Nergigante's Wrath. The Monster Hunter takes out a massive hammer and delivers a giant medium range forward swing with the hammer. Slightly more than range than King DDD's final smash starter. opponents hit by this attack are transported to a cinematic at a mountain type area where they slam against a wall of icy spikes. As the monster hunter winds up to deliver a second attack, a deafening roar is heard. The hunter turns around shocked to see a rampaging Nergigante rushing towards them. The hunter dodges the Nergigante and delivers a flurry of devastating claw slashes into the captured opponents. It then finishes off with a massive roar before chomping down on opponents to the end of the final smash, and this sends opponents flying with massive damage, and opponents who have over 100% damage will instantly be KO'd. For the alts and the Kirby Hat, the default alts would end up being Rise Hunter Female and Rise Hunter Male, because like I have said, I'm basing this off of their Monster Hunter Rise counterparts. I thought, instead of having the Rathalos armor as its standard, I thought I'd go the Rise armor instead. Because although the Rathalos armor will be represented in here, I just think it's too OP for the Rathalos armor to be their standard. So I went with the Rise Hunter instead. So I thought the Rathalos armor would be their second batch of alts, Azure Rathalos would be their third batch, and the Zinogre would be their fourth batch. And the Kirby Hat is where Kirby gets a copy of the bandana that the Rise Hunter wears on its head, along with the bow copy ability. For the classic mode, we have the most dangerous hunt. The Monster Hunter's classic mode has them face off in all sorts of fighters who could be considered monsters. But the Monster Hunter's classic mode also has a CPU ally, either if male or female variant, depending on the costume that you choose, that would end up helping you out in battle, and references the team aspect of the Monster Hunter games. Along with every fight, minus the first fight, is against giant versions of fighters. So round 1 we have Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings, with 2 hunters against 6 Koopalings, Giant Charizard, Giant Bowser, Giant Donkey Kong, Giant King K. Rool, Giant Ridley, and for the boss fight we have Rathalos. For the victory theme, poses, and the Punch-Out title, the victory theme we have Quest Completed from Monster Hunter Rise. For victory pose 1, the Monster Hunter swings its great sword in front of them with brutal force as the Monster Hunter text appears on the screen saying Quest Clear, meaning that Monster Hunter, similar to Joker, does not have the announcer say Monster Hunter wins, but instead will have the Quest Clear screen like in the games, meaning that Monster Hunter would end up being one of those fighters to have a more unique victory screen. Victory pose 2 is where the Monster Hunter is seen sitting on a log with the fire in front of themselves and meat cooking over like a rotisserie. The Monster Hunter tends to the food and rotates it as they prepare a meal after a hard-earned victory. And for victory pose 3, the Monster Hunter pumps their fist into the air in triumph and then gives the screen a thumbs up. And for the defeat pose, the Monster Hunter applauds for the winner, similar to their applauded emote from Monster Hunter World. And for the Punch-Out title, we have the Elder Dragon Slayer. For the Amiibo, the smash render of Monster Hunter would have the Hunter in its Monster Hunter Rise design, like I have mentioned just then. And Monster Hunter's Smash Bros appearance would consist of 2 Amiibo, one for the male and one for the females, with Palamute and Palico added as extra detail. Palamute and Palico wouldn't be involved with their movesets of these characters, but would end up making appearances in their taunts, similar to how Rex makes a taunt appearance for Pyra and Mithra. And both Palamute and Palico would end up appearing as support fighters as well. For the compatible games, we have Super Smash Bros. Is where you can tap in Monster Hunter to summon a fighter that you can train. And for Monster Hunter Rise, the Nintendo Switch version only, is where you can tap to unlock special layered armor that you can use in the game. There's not that much that this Amiibo would be compatible with, because this would be compatible with other games as well, but there's only 2 major compatibilities for this Amiibo. For the stage, we have Kamura Village from Monster Hunter Rise, which first released in 2021. It did start off as a Switch exclusive, but slowly came to more platforms as time came forward. Kamura Village is the main hub of Monster Hunter Rise, but unlike other Monster Hunter games, Monster Hunter Rise allows players to participate in multiplayer while still in the village, with no need to go to a gathering hub or anything like that. The facilities in Kamura Village can be used by up to 4 hunters simultaneously during the multiplayer session. You can talk and have fun to other hunters while still in the village, but in Smash Bros, Kamura Village acts as a battlefield stage. The platform would be similar to Suzuku Castle, the Street Fighter stage, in its battlefield or Omega form, but would end up having iron elements similar to what's seen on castles in Japanese mythology. And for the support fighters, I did already mention that Palamute and Palico were going to be support fighters to go in Monster Hunter, but I do have one extra to go alongside them, and that's Magna Mallow. I thought Magna Mallow would make a lot of sense to be a support fighter with them, because Magna Mallow was on the box art for Monster Hunter Rise, and since Rathalos is already an assist trophy in Ultimate, I thought, why not pick another monster from Monster Hunter Rise, that being Magna Mallow. So for Palamute, compared to Palico, the Palamute is an attack type companion. It will prioritize attacking the monster and behaves differently compared to the Palico. Palico, being the cat-like partners of the Monster Hunters, join the fray as a support fighter. The Palico support fighter stands out about as tall as Pichu and carries a sword about its own weight and follows the summoner closely. The Palico has massive speed and can keep up with any character and will assist the summoner in attacking opponents with flurries of sword attacks and their feline iron sword. And finally, for Magnamallow, from a distance, Magnamallow leaps towards a target and slashes them with its claw. The attack can be dodged by rolling under the monster when it's airborne, but when enraged, it can follow up this move and many other attacks, including firing a set of Hellfire Rain Orbs as it lands. For the music, I went with Kimura's Song of Purification, Rise of a New Hunter, Kimura Village, Kimura's Song of Purification again, Best Buddies, Nice to Meet You, The Secrets of Kimura, Motley Mix, Can I Take Your Order, Yummy Dango Song, No, Forgotten Shrine Day, Forgotten Shrine Night, Sanctuary Abandoned by the Gods, Small Monsters, Sanctuary Abandoned by the Gods, Sanctuary Abandoned by the Gods, The Chase, Grasping the Reins, Thinking of Strange Lands, Trading is a Form of Wonder, Prison of Snow, Day, Prison of Snow, Night, Where the Wyverns Go to Die, Small Monsters, Where the Wyverns Go to Die, Where the Wyverns Go to Die, The Chase, Where the Dry Sand Fills the Air, Day, Where the Dry Sand Fills the Air, Night, Domain of Dust and Desolation, Small Monsters, Domains of Dust and Desolation, Domains of Dust and Desolation, The Chase, Kimura Cancel, and The Rampage. For the spirits, I went with Monster Hunter Male and Monster Hunter Female as their fighter spirits. And the rest I went with Palamute, Palico, Magnamallow, Astalos, Aurora Somnacanth, Blood Orange by Shaitan, Kyoto Gorm Magala, Daimyo Hermitor, Espinas, Rise of the Risen Chameleos, Sildarathalos, and the Violet Mitsune. And finally, for the reveal trailer. The reveal trailer starts off in a landscape that's just flat, quiet, and no one to be seen. Link is wandering as his stomach growls, and then he sees a Magnamallow. Link has his eyes on the creature and is ready to hunt it down as a part of his meal. But then Link sees Mithra on the other side of Magnamallow's sleeping body. As Mithra gives Link a grin, as both Link and Mithra rush to the Magnamallow to see who can kill it first. And just as they are about to reach the Magnamallow, Mithra slips over a rock and accidentally transforms Mithra into Pyra, which she accidentally drops her blade onto the claws of Magnamallow, dealing fire damage, causing it to wake up. As Link is about to chop the head of the Magnamallow off, Magnamallow hits Link with its head and claws and deals knockback to him. Link and Pyra look up at the furious Magnamallow as it's about to attack them, with Link and Pyra getting their weapons ready with furious faces. But then a mysterious figure uses dual blades on the Magnamallow to kill it. The mysterious figure is then revealed to be Monster Hunter prepares for the hunt. It then shows gameplay for Monster Hunter, and the trailer ends with a splash screen: Super Smash Bros. Times Monster Hunter Rise. So guys, what did you think of Monster Hunter? I've wanted to cover Monster Hunter on a New Foes Appeared for quite a while, but never got through to it. And here we are now, finally doing it. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another New Foes Appeared episode in the future. And I will see you all in a future New Foes Appeared episode. BB8 out.